As a British person, when you see what's happening in the United States with Donald Trump and all the litigation, the lawfare, what do you think about that? Because you have your own issues here with lawfare, is that right?
Yes, totally. Everything we have here, it's happened here before it's happened there. Yeah. So in 2010, after I started the organisation called the English Defence League, I realised the problems that are embedded in every town and city in this country, and those problems come from open border immigration, and they're real problems, and they're really going to affect your country. So in 2009, I attempted to fly to New York. I was stopped at the airport and I was deported. And I was told straight by the people at the airport, by the security, that the British had told them not to let me in. Now, I felt I had a very important message to give the United States of America. As I said, I'm not talking about things I've read. I was born in Luton. I've seen the demographical change. I've seen the effects. I know Americans talk a lot about their immigration from Mexico. You ain't seen nothing. Like, you really need to brace yourselves for Islamic immigration. So I come to America then in 2010. I illegally entered America.
Mexico?
No, I took my friend's passport.
Oh, okay.
And I got to JFK and I got out of the airport on September the 10th. I come to speak at an event in New York, an event organised by Pamela Geller, and I gave a speech called A Warning to America. And what I explained is that I only wish that someone come to Britain 30 or 40 years ago and warned us through experience of what will happen with Islamic immigration. And not just what will happen with the problems from the Islamic community, but the way your government will pander to them, the way their block vote will become more important to yours, the way they will have such an influence with such low numbers. So I went to America and gave that, and everything I predicted. So at the time of my activism in 2009, I was hated. 2010, hated. 2011, hated. I was called a fearmongerer, that I'm making things up. Now, everything I warned about and everything I said has now been proven to be correct. There are gangs of Muslims in every town and city literally being given permission to kidnap and take our daughters, rape them, torture them, murder them in many cities. The police stood idly by. There was a conspiracy of government, church leaders, political leaders, religious leaders, all of them conspired together to suppress this crime and to facilitate and accommodate it. And the reason now being, in 2015, the government done a report in a town called Rotherham, where the report actually identified 1,400 young girls were raped by these gangs, just in Rotherham, yeah, in one small English town. And it found that the police were fully aware of it. Every institution that was there to protect the children were fully aware of it. The reason the police didn't prosecute or arrest the men, they didn't even arrest the men, was the fear of being branded racist. So you have to say that out loud if you're American, you know, you have to really think about this. Officers, entire police forces, entire government bodies, the fear of being branded a racist paralysed them in their action and they stood by and watched as a generation of children were tortured and raped. They were more fearful of being called racist than doing their job. And if anyone ever asks you what is the power of political correctness, that is the power of it. It paralysed our entire country. And it continues to do so. How many people speak freely, really? Not in our country, you can't speak freely. And you lose your job, there's threats, I say, we talk about free speech and it's never been free. It's never ever been free. So many people, millions of people have died and sacrificed in order to preserve and protect. So we have freedom of speech. But it's not free if it has consequence either. And it has big consequence now. If you speak openly and honestly, and to get you back to lawfare, I've faced lawfare. Since my activism in 2009, there's not been one single moment of my life since that point that I've not been awaiting a court case in prison. I'm sat now, I'll be in jail next month.